other than that which has already been given by the Messenger of Allah and by his companions, the early Muslims. No new knowledge is to come. No new knowledge is to come which can explain whatever is in the Quran and whatever is in the Hadith. And yet, listen to a hadith that you hardly ever hear, from the mimbar or outside the mimbar. The Prophet said, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, have you ever heard it before? He said, Nabuwa and Nabuwa, or prophethood, is comprised of 46 different parts. The hadith is in Sahih Bukhari. Nabuwa or prophethood is comprised of 46 different parts. After me, Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, nothing remains of prophethood in the world other than one part. Other than one part. There is one part of prophethood still remaining in the world today. Should we not bow our heads in humility and in gratitude to Allah, who in His kindness has still left into the world, still left with us in the world, one part of prophethood, the forgotten path, the forgotten part of prophethood that no one talks about. Tonight here in De Palma, we remind ourselves. He said that one part of prophethood still remaining in the world is a ru'ya sadiqa and a ru'ya salihah. Good dreams and visions, and true dreams and visions are the last remaining part of prophethood in the world. And how can you say that there is no more knowledge to come? That's wrong methodology. The subject is therefore of supreme importance. The Quran itself addresses the subject of dreams and visions, but we need maybe 2-3 hours to take you through all the verses of the Quran pertaining to dreams and visions. We don't have the time to do that, but you got homework to do. There are 3 kinds of dreams or visions. Said Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, there are those dreams and visions which are good and which are true, and they come from Allah. And if you have such a dream or vision, then you must perform 2 raka'at salat nafil, salatul nafila, in gratitude to Allah, and then give something in charity to thank Allah. And then there are dreams which come from shaitan, and these are evil dreams, these are nightmares, these are tricksters, these are dreams of deception. And when you have such a dream, said the Prophet ﷺ, a dream from shaitan, which of course you will have to recognize yourself. You don't have time to wake up, go to the computer, send an email to Sheikh Imran. Could you kindly tell me whether it is of shaitan? You will have to recognize it yourself. When you wake up from your sleep, you must turn your head to your left shoulder. Nobody ever told this to me. Nobody ever lectured on this subject to me. I graduated from the Alimi Institute of Islamic Studies without knowing this subject because it wasn't taught. Turn your head to the left shoulder and spit 3 times without saliva necessarily leaving your mouth. And then do not tell that dream to anyone, not even to your grandmother. And if you do that, and if you want to go back to sleep, then if you were sleeping on your right side, turn to your left side, change. If you do that, if you turn your head to the left shoulder and spit 3 times, which is psychologically dispelling, if you restrain yourself from narrating the dream to anyone, then the dream will fade away and will not harm you. And then there is a third kind of dreams. And this is the one which has engaged the attention of Western psychologists like Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung and Alfred Adler and other psychologists, psychoanalysts. And that is the dream that comes from your own heart, in which your heart speaks to you. Dreams from your own nafs. We wish we could have taken you tonight through all the dreams of the Quran. Number 1, the dream or vision of Ibrahim alayhi salam, in which he saw himself sacrificing his son. Number two, the dream of his great-grandson, Nabi Yusuf alayhi salam, the Prophet Joseph, in which he saw the sun, the moon, and 11 stars bowing down and making sajda before him. Number 3 and number 4, the dreams of the 2 prisoners whom he met when he was sent to prison. Sometimes when you're a very handsome man, sometimes when you're an extraordinarily beautiful woman, it can create problems, you know. It can create problems. So he is in prison, and these 2 prisoners come to him, and they narrate their dreams to him. The one who said, he's a butler for the king, he serves the king. He said, I saw myself pouring wine for the king. And the other one, who is a baker, he said, I saw myself with a basket of bread, loaves of bread on my head, and the vultures were picking from it. And then there is 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5, the king himself. Quran does not say Fir'aun. MashaAllah. Meticulous accuracy in the Quran. It does not say Fir'aun, it says king. And you might want to ask yourself why. That's your homework. And the king has a dream. 7 thin cows and 7 fat cows. And the thin cows devour the fat cows. 7 ears of corn with the grain still in the husk. And 7 ears of corn with no grains on the husk. And then there is the dream of someone who descended from Yusuf alayhi salam many generations later, the mother of Musa alayhi salam, who was given the wahi, the inspiration to put the baby in the basket, put the basket in the river, and Allah then took the baby to where He took the baby. And then there is Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. On the eve of the battle